second time sitting in the car. It's hot. I'm sweating. I'm tired. It's the end of the day. But I'm so excited because live for 3 minutes, then it will record like the best piece of your live. And that's what you can kind of use for TikTok and other social media platforms. So I'm excited that I did that and learned that today. I can't wait to get on the road and just talk, because I notice like when you try to talk, just force yourself to talk, you don't necessarily do it, and you don't have like the mindset to be as clear or clairvoyant or flow as you do when you just do it naturally. And I notice like when I'm in the car and Lyft and talking to people, this is going to be so fun because I'm going to ask them when they get in the car, tell them I'm a teacher and all that, and that what I'm doing with trying to build a resort in Nigeria and Africa, and having it be an exclusive resort, and do professional development and all kinds of wellness training with, great chef access 24 hours and spa access 24 hours and excursions in Nigeria. I can just see that. But I'm also seeing that being home has landed me in thinking about things to do to help the 13% at home, because the 13% is important to me, and the 13% of the Black population still extends to all people, because if all people in the United States help the 13% get what they are deserved, then the fairness can be equally distributed in a way that's that respects our ancestors. And that's one thing that I learned today that I didn't really take heed to or understand before. And I was shown something that is in reference to the Sinners movie, which I haven't seen, but just going back to the fact that the reason the 13% are so deserving of more than just reparations, more than just an apology, more than just not paying taxes, but a deep understanding that not only the ones that you see here on the planet walking, the 13%, but the ones who we represent, our ancestors, are highly offended. What happened with slavery and the lies and all things that we, are hidden but deep down in our DNA. So I'm, really hoping that I get better at doing lives, and I see somebody on the live. I don't know who it is, but I gotta say thank you to whoever it is. I really appreciate you. I hope you could give me a thumbs up. But yeah, it's hot here. It's hot. And it's hot. And that's one thing I also learned about our ancestors today, and nobody would like this, so I might not say it, but I will definitely think it. So that's why it's like food for thought, because some things you think you might not want to say, because everything on the social media platform, that's why I've been so hesitant to go live or what I record or how I record. And this is a good thing. This is a really cool thing. I think it's cool. I have two mounts, to hold cameras in the car now. One is for Lyft and one was going to be for recording. But I was thinking, because I have three YouTube channels, but one is the Distinguished Professor, which deals with the nonprofit. And then this one deals with me as teacher Erica and an educator with different topics, that I could do the lives at the same time. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do the lives at the same time, just when I'm sitting in the car, not driving, and post it up and be able to do that. Oh, did you know I braided my hair for the first time like this with extensions? The best time. It's the best I've ever done it. I've tried it before in the past, but never took my time like this and really created my own style. And you know what I did? I did what they said, put it in parts and put the rubber band, but I take the fake hair, and I flat iron my hair so it will blend in more with this hair. And then I pull the fake hair from underneath, and then I hold it and I bring it and I wrap this fake hair around my hair so that there's only one where or two where it's kind of frizzy, and I just put gel on that and then wrap it at night. But I'm gonna keep trying to save my money and build my skills, because women that can do their own hair um have really good lives, because they can. The women I know who can do their own hair, like shout out to Erica Smith Hall, who can do her own hair, and shout out to my niece Taylor, who can do her hair and other people's hair and make money doing hair. And who else do I know that does hair? This girl, she does hair. She has a salon, and I can't remember her name or anything right now because her prices are too high, and all this stuff they do for the salons these days, it's just very, very expensive. And I really enjoyed doing my hair. I really enjoyed that. That was a great experience. And I did it on my birthday, May 12th, and this past Monday. And it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. So now there are 2 people on the live. I can't believe it. So, okay, so let me tell you something funny that happened today. So I was substitute teaching today, and they've had a sub for 2 weeks, right? Somebody different or whatever. And the subs come in and they leave these long, like, letters to the teacher, right, about the class. And I remember being a full-time teacher not wanting to read any of that. Like, come on, just come do the job. But really, you can have some teachers who are micromanagers who try to make a strict lesson, and then you can have some substitutes who come in who think they're smarter than the teacher, and they try to overpower the lesson. I am not either one of those types of people. And when I come in, I don't have many problems, but there was a fight. There was a fight today it was so funny, because the boy that started the fight, his name is Eric, right? Shout out to Eric. And he's cool. And he's little. So the other one, when I opened the door, this was the last class of the day. I opened the door to let him in, to come into class. But they try to play games. They're 6th grade. They try to play games. So I look over at my desk, because I have my little water, my purified water. I don't want them touching my stuff. And I see he's behind my desk, the one that got beat up. And I say, get him from behind my desk. So now I have to stand outside, greet the people, and watch, and it's an inconvenience. So then we get inside, and not 7 minutes later, this same little guy is putting his hand on some girl like he wants to slap her, right? And I'm like, you're gonna sit next to me. So he sits in the desk of group 4 that's empty, and he sits, which is closest to my desk. And he finally gets quiet. He's like, please get up, move. And I'm like, no, you're gonna sit there for the class. Isn't that funny? That's funny to me. Nobody thinks it's funny. 3 people got off. 3 people thought it was not funny. But anyway, I'm gonna keep telling the story because it's recorded, and I love that I can use whatever is the best on TikTok, because I really got to get 1,000 followers on TikTok. So if you're watching this on TikTok, please follow me, and I can go live on TikTok, which is going to be even more fun. So now, anyway, they get in the fight. No. He gets, I move him to my seat, and he sneaks. Like, as classes settle down, he sneaks to go sit with some other people. I tell them, shh, and I walk over there, and I say, I see that you're here, and you snuck over here, and you can stay here if you don't cause any more problems. He says, okay. Right? That's me trying to be fair, cool sub. So now... So now, I say 3 or 4 minutes later, they're fighting, right? Way over the corner. I'm like, ugh, right? So I have to get up. I walk over there, and they kind of separate themselves without me having to touch them, with me saying a couple of things. And they go sit. I go sit down, but the one who's beat up, says, well, why are you letting him sit down and me? Because he thinks I'm going to kick him out. But I call the office, and here's the kicker. No one answers the phone in the office. So if it was a real emergency, I would have to like send a student to run and go take care of it. Thank God it wasn't a real emergency. So once I realized I can't get anyone to help me, I called them out one by one to tell me their side of the story. And they come to find out that the one that I thought was being bullied had actually bullied the girl and called her fat. And the one who was getting beaten up, I won't say his name, but the one who was getting beat up was actually defending the girl and made a comment of that, like, being called fat is like highlighting someone's insecurity. So what he did was he highlighted the boy's insecurity and said, how tall are you? And then the guy's really short, so he got offended, and that's what he made him want to fight. So I made the guy who was offended by being called short apologize to both of the and I made a joke, and that made the class much better. And I actually remember these students, and I've taught them before when I first started, and so they remember me more than I remember them. So I have to really cut them some slack, because it's the end of the school year, and honestly, that packet that they had to do for class and that work and the way it's organized in the class was just unacceptable. And you know, that's what's wrong with the public educational system. That's what makes me so upset with the public educational system. They just give a piss poor curriculum with, you know, wasting money, giving money to the wrong people, and wasting lives, you know. And I don't say it that way to the students, but I do let the students know that I empathize with them. Because because at first I was going to be like, oh, if you need help, I'll help you. Like they're dealing with the, you know, Civil War and emancipation and slavery. You know, I'm a Black person raised by a Black Panther. I know some answers. And I looked at that packet, and they had like little typed sentences with blank spaces that you're supposed to fill in, where you can barely write to get the full answer. And then it doesn't even help you really understand the weight of what is being discussed. And it's like trivialized, and then it's overlooked. And that's why you're taking those classes at junior college, learning this stuff that you should have been learning at this time, and they're wasting time with these, and they want me to like say, hey, hooray for that. Oh no way, Jose. No, not this teacher, not teacher Erica, not Miss E. No way. People have gone. This is my second or my live, for my first time doing a live, and I intend to do it more and be more consistent. I want to get my voice. I want to be heard. I want to hear you. I want to find the people who think like me and understand and resonate. What I'm saying resonates with them, and want to communicate, and people who want to communicate better and want to and see other people be able to communicate and live in harmony. And that's not like pie in the sky. Harmony is good, because if you look at all the good neighborhoods, they have peace, they have a park, they have a bike trail, they have a place where you can play basketball, they have the extra parents put basketball courts so that their children can have peace and play, bullying them, where they can watch them. You know, that's what everyone is deserving of on this planet. You know, not just Gaza, not just South Africa, not just Nigeria, not just California, you know, not just London. The whole planet is suffering. The whole planet is suffering. in different ways, in different ways. That's why they say you can never be jealous of rich kids and their inheritance, because they're more screwed mentally and got counselors and taking. I know girls who went to Mills College used to take water bottles in elementary school full of vodka. That was the norm. So, you know, when I say the planet and it needs to be healed, I mean really that everyone needs some healing. And it starts with, just healing yourself, looking at your flaws, being honest with yourself, and taking one day at a time to go toward your dream. And if you don't know what your dream is, sit down and make a plan of the things you like, because everybody always says whatever you like, whatever your passion is, that's where the money is for you. Somebody's making a comment. Oh my God, I got a comment. It looks amazing. Thank you. Yes, I had you as my sub once, and you guys are so awesome. Now you just made my day. Like, I'm like totally stoked. Totally stoked. Thank you so much. And so that means a lot to me, because I just started subbing. Like, I retired, and I retired with a fight. This time last year, I was fighting the administrators, and they are so mean to teachers. Like, you could be the best teacher. Your students could love you. You could be getting flowers and candy and all kind of gifts. And students could, like on Ramadan, students bring me food. Like, they see me working late night, and they're like, you breaking fast, and they bring food, and I'm going to make you this special dish from Morocco. Shout out to Mona, my girl. And she makes the best healthy Moroccan cookies. And, I created curriculum to try to help her sell her cookies. And it's on this platform. That's what I want, to be helpful. And I want a helpful planet. But, everybody that talks like that, what happens. You know what happens? We get silenced, or we get bought out. We get silenced, or we get bought out, and we get smaller dreams, instead of really thinking about how you can do something in your life, and how it can actually be beneficial to someone, and how it can be mutually beneficial, where you earn and they grow or gain value from something that you have to offer, whether it's a service or a product. So I'm just really, I'm almost to 20 minutes. And when I get to 20 minutes, then I'm going to head out, because it was just a practice. And it was just like to say, you can do it. Just start. See how it feels to be in front of the camera. And, just, I think the best quote I ever heard last year when I was going through a lot of turmoil was that some people may be afraid, but it's your response. They didn't say it like this, but it's your response to fear that makes you either a pawn, a peon, which is someone like a simp, or courageous, a warrior. And those who are afraid and who stand still are like pawns or peons, because they won't even take a step forward and land on their face to get up, to figure out what they could have done better. And some people are courageous, and they're become heroes, and even in their own life or in their family's life, because they take a chance where there seems to be no chance. I saw a movie like that the other day. It's a really good movie on Netflix. Forever. It's like a love story, and the guy has ADHD or something like that. And his parents are saying, you need to go to school. You need to get a scholarship in basketball, and this is your only way, because you have problems studying, and you're gonna have to take the early admission, because this is your only way. And he did something and created a path for himself, because he was in love, and she kind of pushed him and it propelled him. But it made the whole team win the game, and he put himself in a position where he had more than the options that his parents thought he had. And that's how I feel about life, that who can forge a path. It's very difficult, and sometimes people can't see your vision. But if it's something you love and you wake up and you go to sleep and you think about it, that's something that is going to somehow generate money, but you still have to put in the work. You still have to put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, the second guessing as part of it. Second guessing is not, uh, you're not trying to talk yourself out of something when you second guess your up. Time is up. I was live and then it knocked me off and now it's back. And I was like, oh, it's 21 minutes. But hi to those of you who are out there. And then I say hi and then you hang up. Anyway, I think this was a great first day. I got 1 thumbs up. I think maybe 7 people watched. I'll get the specs, but just to be able to try and sit in the heat and stop and talk about my day and think what I should say on the live and what things I shouldn't say, because you want to protect people and you want to protect people's feelings. And I to enjoy the rest of the evening wherever you are, or the morning. Food for thought from Teacher Erica. See you tomorrow. Bye.